Hello guys, a week ago I made a video where I was using my gas analyzer to find out the type of misfire I had on the BMW X5. It was a bad coil, so I decided I'm going to do another video. This time we're going to use it for no start. This car is okay, but I did disabled it so that we can actually I'm not going to tell you guys what I did, but basically what we need is compression, ignition, and the fuel, for car to run. So I did disable one of those. Of course I didn't mess up with the compression, but anyway, I did disable ignition or fuel pump. So now we're gonna crank the engine over and look at the gases and see if we can figure out what is missing. So basically what we're going to look is unburned gas, the hydrocarbons, how much is going to come out of the tailpipe as you crank the engine over. So I'm going to crank the engine for around 15 seconds to get enough samples for the gas analyzer to to get enough reading on it. So let's do this. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, this should be enough. It's almost done. So right now we're gonna look at the parts per million on the HC and hydrocarbon, and that should be minimum at 7,000 parts per million. Ideally it would be around 2,500, but 7,000 it's a minimum. So we can see here that it's below the threshold. So right now we have a problem with fuel delivery. We can see that carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide didn't change at all, so those two gases are a product of combustion. So because of course we don't have any car is not running, it's not burning fuel, so this is pretty much at zero. There's plenty of oxygen, so lambda sets over, so it's pretty lean. So basically what this tells me is that we don't have enough fuel. And so this is pretty quick test. So when with this will be beneficial if you are doing a no start and you're looking for direction, and to check the fuel pressure is very difficult. Maybe you don't have a service port, Schrader valve to adapt your fuel gauge, and so this is going to give us now if you see these low numbers, of course you have to check the fuel pressure, check the injector pulse to make sure that the injectors are firing, fuel filter, those kind of things. So of course an electrical, make sure that a fuel pump is indeed running. So I'm going to show you guys what I've done. I basically just pulled the relay, the fuel pump relay up there. Okay, so I'm gonna crank the engine and it will start. So and we could see there was around 4,000, I believe that was the maximum on the let's see, it went to 4,300, yeah, that was the maximum. So that's not enough fuel for the engine to run. So so let's crank it over now. Okay, so alright, so the next I'm going to disable a ignition system. Unfortunately, the only way to do it on this car, I will have to just unplug all the coils, because the same fuse gives the power to coils and injectors. So I'll have to disable ignition, so we'll see how much unburned gases we're going to get out of the tailpipe with a good fuel, but probably with ignition. Okay, well the coils are unplugged, so now we should see the lot higher percentage of our, parts per million contents in our fuel. and it should go over 1,000 for sure. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so let's see now. We have to wait a little bit for. There you go. 8,000. So as I said, 7,000 parts per million. That should be enough for the engine to run. So we're around. So a peak at 8,800. So okay. So now, of course, this is the problem. Now we got a good fuel delivery, but no start is due a ignition. So I mean, again, this analyzer is very useful tool. I mean, it could give us a quick direction for no start. I'm just going to plug them in, and the car will run, of course. Okay, all right, plugged in. Actually, it went up to 9,500. That was 9,400. That was the maximum of the. But okay, well, it got obstruction. So anyway, it turned itself off. So okay, okay. All right. Well, I think this was a pretty cool test. With the gas analyzer. I will try to do some more tests. So I'm gonna go do some more ignition misfires, and this particular tool has a program has a different test for like an EGR system for many different things. Actually, you can for different systems in car. And we can just go into that mode and look at the gases, and the tool will tell you, what if, like, even for the EVAP system and all that stuff, if EGR works okay and all that. So that's something I might actually, if I find a car that has the EGR on, we can actually play with it and unplug the EGR valve, and NOx is going to go higher, because that's what the job of the EGR is, actually to push some of that unburned gases back into the cylinder to lower the temperature down, to reduce the NOx. So we'll see how that works for the gas analyzer. So okay, guys, so you can see definitely a very useful tool during the no start condition. We will see that when I disabled my fuel pump, the parts per million were below around 4,000. Hydrocarbon were around I think it was 4,500 parts per million, and which was not enough for engine to run. That's just residual, actually, fuel in a system anyway. And then when I disabled the ignition, it went up to like 9,500. So now I was reading different articles. Some people say 7,000 parts per million should be enough. Some people say like a 2,500, but we could see actually 7,000. I think is something we can go with for sure, because mine went to like 95, and it was that was maximum that the pump could, the system would push through the exhaust. So okay, guys, I think I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. I'm going to make some more. I'm going to play with this tool some more for sure in the future. So all right, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Thank you.